Welcome to Real Estate Done Rightish, your favorite podcast for realtors by realtors. Happy-ish hour edition.
Yeah.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Annalie. And for a combined 30 years, we've been working in this industry just trying to figure it out. By figuring it out, we mean
we've only cried in our cars probably like once this week.
I cried in your office once this week.
Yep. And almost in your car once.
Oh yeah.
So it's
I did.
Twice.
I actually got tears in my eyes in Target.
Through 3 times.
No, that was the car one.
Oh.
It started in Target.
It started in Target and ended in the car. That was a good long cry.
There was actually no actual cry, but I did get tears in my eyes.
Just
they were
walking
frustration.
around like this, trying to like not blink
Kind
the
of.
tears out.
Kind of.
Gosh. Okay. Are we going to talk about it?
Sure.
All right. Well, wait. Before we talk about it, Annalie has something to tell the listeners.
If you like us, follow, review,
Smash it.
rate. I don't want to say smash it anymore. It sounds aggressive.
What's less aggressive?
Click that subscribe button.
Okay.
Smash. That's
It is
destructive.
aggressive.
I want to be positive.
Okay, moving on.
Accept it. Accept us. Subscribe. Review. Rate. Watch. Listen.
Done.
Love.
Do it. If you haven't done it, do it. That'd be great. Thank you so much.
I'm going to create a t-shirt for us that says watch, listen.
Did you just call it a tit shirt?
No, now you're going to have to edit that out.
No, I'm not.
I said t-shirt.
I'm not editing it out.
Okay. Well, we're off to a really good start here.
It's Happy-ish hour edition. It's sober Happy-ish hour edition this
water
week,
only.
too.
We're busy.
We are busy. We have things. All right, so let's talk about your week. We're going to start with how you doing. How you doing?
How are you doing? This week, I have said real estate is weird like 17 times because real estate is weird.
It is weird.
We have weird jobs. So my first time I got tears in my eyes in Target was just out of frustration or just like...
Oh, they weren't sad tears?
No, it was like confusion, frustration. I was supposed to have 3 appointments in northern Minnesota in my secondary market, which we talked about a couple weeks ago or last week or sometime. And so I was driving up north, and about an hour out, one of them canceled. And so I just pivoted. I was like, okay, well, instead of going... I was like 2 hours out, but instead of going 2 hours out, I was like, I'm going to pivot and I'm going to go to this other city and I'm going to hang out there tonight. I'm going to go out for a nice dinner.
Date yourself.
I'm going to date myself tonight in
Yeah.
Duluth, Minnesota. Beautiful
Yeah.
on Lake Superior.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to get a nice hotel room and I'm going to like go out for a fun dinner. And then I was supposed to have 2 appointments the next morning, starting early in the morning. And I was stopping at Target because it was colder than I expected and I didn't have a sweatshirt or anything. So I was going to grab like a cardigan or something. And I literally walked in the doors of Target. So I just got into Duluth. Target was my first stop.
You had just made the mental shift. You were like, I'm proud of
This
myself.
is my new plan.
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. This, whatever, it's fine. The other appointments, whatever, it's all good. And bing, my phone text goes off and the person for the next day canceled. And I just got tears in my eyes of just like, well, I guess now I'd been in the car for like 3 hours. And I was like, well, I guess I'll just go home. So
I guess I'm going to cancel my date with myself too.
yeah. And that was kind of part of it. And and then I was like, well, I'm going to go for a walk because I'd been in the car and I wanted to get movement in my body. So I went for a long walk in Duluth and then I turned around and I drove home. So it was a really fruitful. It was like a 10-hour day for a walk along Lake Superior. Super fun. So yeah, that happened. And I was just like, oh wow, real estate's so weird. Also, while I was on my walk, I was talking to one of my siblings and I said, these appointments were to the tune of 1.6 million. And if that all goes, as we in real estate know, that's 40 grand, 50 grand in your pocket. And so to have that like mental swing of like, oh, there's an opportunity for, even if half of it goes or one of the 2 things goes, to
nothing.
I just wasted a day with no opportunity. And I could have been doing other things to create opportunity
Yep.
But instead I was doing this. And so just that, like, it was that frustration of just like, ugh.
Time.
And then my brother, who I was talking to, he said, well, why aren't you just staying in Duluth tonight? It's so fun and so beautiful and whatever. And I was like, I was going to, but I canceled on myself. Maybe I should have. But I was like, so anyway, that was my first fun.
That was the first.
Yeah.
I didn't cry this week, but I think at that same point I had, what was it? So I have.
I didn't cry this week. You
I
said that
didn't.
in such
Like, surprise!
I actually didn't cry this week.
No, but I had a couple of things fall out, and I think that's part of it. You know, we say this all the time. When your pipeline is really full, then it's easier when things fall out because it's just one of many things you have going on. But it's harder, and it's harder for me right now because I'm getting them. I mean, it never feels easy, like, but whatever. So I had this. I'm trying to be like not specific in these examples because I don't even know who would know any of these people, but whatever.
Well, yeah. Confidentiality and all and vagueness.
Yeah. So one of these people was a investor who just like kind of accidentally became an investor and has several properties and was just going to like sell one off a year. But had some conflicting opinions with people in her family that were like, we don't think you should sell this, family member. We love you. We don't think you should sell these right now. And so she just was super grateful for my time with her and was like, I'm not going to sell right now. So that was a listing that I had withheld. They'd canceled. And she'll eventually work with me and I'm going to keep, I asked for permission, like, can I stay in touch? Because also she's pretty an amazing human. Yeah. It's like, and she said that too. She's like, oh, I'm sad. Like, don't not contact me.
Yeah.
So that feels nice.
That's super fun. Or it feels really,
And then that same day I had a listing appointment set for a different lake property that was like an hour north of here. And that wasn't an easy set. This is a FSBO that I just am like, I'm overcoming 4 or 5 objections usually on the phone before I get a yes with several of these.
Which is amazing.
Thank you. But then it feels a little bit like, how serious are they to this? And like, you need to really set that appointment up well. So they're like, there's going to be value here. And I feel like I did everything I could to do that. But then there was also something a little weird because then I was like, okay, after we get off the phone, I'd love to send you my resume and my home selling guide so you've got more information, i.e. I want you to know the kind of quality work that I do and who I am and whatever. And then she was like, no, I don't want you to email it to me. And I was like, okay, some people don't want to give out their email address. They're just like a little goofy about it. And I'm like, okay, happy to text it to you because you can text a PDF. So I texted to her and she's like, I can't read it. It's telling me it's junk. Like every response was just kind of like short. And so I
would have canceled the appointment on her.
So then we had the appointment set for like 3:30 yesterday or whatever time it was. So after we had messaged for like a day, then she got back to me the next day. She said, never mind, I need to do 2:30 instead of 3:30. And it was like a day. It was just like a weird, I haven't heard from you in a day. Felt like an incomplete text. It was kind of goofy. And I'm like, no problem. I'll change it in my calendar to 2:30. Would you like me to send you a calendar invite? Like I'm looking for the email address again, just like have better communication. And she's like, nope, that's fine. I'm just fine. So then I'm like, okay, it's an hour drive. I'm feeling like she's kind of skittish. So the morning of, I'm reluctantly sending her a confirmation text because I'm not going to send the text that's like, hey, does it still work to meet? I'm going to tell her, I'll be on my way at this time. Can't wait to show you everything that I've uncovered in my market, my deep dive of your data, because I also spent a couple hours on it.
Yeah.
It's not easy to price a property like that, whatever. Yep. And she was like, I can't do it, was her response.
Oh my
Her
God.
text response to me was, can't do it. And I was like, just again, incomplete sentence, first of all, And so I responded with like, oh, no problem. Is there a time that works better or would you rather hop on a Google? So I'm giving her 2 choices and they're not cancellation. It's like, is there a time that works better to meet in person or would you like to hop on a Google Meet? I think that you're going to find this information valuable no matter what. And she got back to me, no, I'm good, thanks. It just felt like, and then I was like, good luck. Because I'm just like, no, dodged a bullet on that one. Yeah. Can you imagine doing a transaction with that kind of communication and just whatever was happening there was super goofy to me?
I'm sure. I think I have done that transaction and it's bad.
No, so that was my kind of like, oh, these two opportunities. In the meantime, I've set some other encouraging listing appointments, and it looks like, things are going to be closing on a couple of things I've got going right now. So I'm like, there's things that are moving forward positively, but also the bottom can just fall out quick.
So fast.
And so then I was like, I had a colleague in the office that was like, hey, Jen, could you do this inspection for me today? Could you like open the door for this extra inspection that's happening? And I was like, no, I just was reminded that I need to keep my foot on the gas. Like, I've got to come in and prospect today because, like, I've got to have a more full pipeline.
Yeah.
So that was my ups and downs of the week.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, you mentioned, like, the more full your pipeline is, the less those things feel bad.
Kind of.
And 100%, or it's easier to, like, just say, oh, good riddance to that woman.
Yeah.
But like my pipeline's okay right now, and I still got tears in my eyes in a Target and just got really frustrated. But again, it was just like frustration. I was like, oh, come on.
You just spent all that time driving.
I think
up
that
there,
was it. Yeah, it was a little just like, and I felt, the person that canceled.
If we were to go back and re-record that episode of like, what are the cons of having a secondary market? That's one of them.
That's one of them. Yeah. And actually, on my drive home, I was talking to someone else in my life, and they said, well, that's what happens when you take listings in 3 hours away. And I was like, this is not.
Screw you.
It's not what I want to hear right now. It was my mom.
I love your mom.
But I was like,
you're not wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that right now. Yeah. Rude. Okay, you want to hear what else happened to me this week?
I do.
That was crazy. Mm-hmm. This is my other real estate is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I think this might be the title of our episode. Real estate is weird.
It's the title of my life right now. I'm feeling very, very, and I think, well, spoiler alert, next week is going to be our monthly economic update. Mm-hmm. Spoiler on the spoiler. It's weird.
This is getting real meta real quick.
But it's weird, right? Yeah. Like that's pretty much what the episode is going to be. And it's a little bit of a repeat of June, but we'll get into more obviously the details. But yeah, I think
can we talk about the Epstein files too?
Next week or right now?
Yeah, next week. Well, maybe right now is a better time.
I mean, we can.
Can
I finish my story first?
Yeah. Is this when you tell me that I have ADD and I've never been diagnosed?
You just told me I did like for 10 minutes ago.
We do the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, real estate's weird. I do think that's partially this market. I do think real estate's weird all the time. That was the short answer of what I was going to say.
Entertaining. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. So this morning I wake up to a missed call, or didn't wake up to a missed call. I was like doing my morning stuff, and I missed a call from out of town seller, owns a condo. I have a bunch of condo listings, so this isn't outing which one it is. It doesn't really matter anyway, but so I call her back after a little bit, and when I'm continuing like my morning routine, I was like, oh, I'll just call her shortly. And then she shoots me a text, and she said, hey, there's a leak in the unit below me, like water coming into the unit below mine.
Oh.
They think it's coming from my bathroom.
Oh.
Can you like run over there to let somebody in? I need to get a contractor in. And she's kind of explaining to me the situation and whatever. And I was like, so weird. They've had leaks in their bathrooms like multiple times. And I'm like, this is so bizarre. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, we long story short, I end up running over there. And I'm wearing like my walking the dog in the morning clothes, just not professional at all. Like I throw on I
feel like in my listing appointments, I need to start giving that disclaimer. What? Like, just like, hey, these are my hours that I work. And also, if you call me last minute for something, I'm probably going to be in yoga pants.
Oh,
I feel like I just need to tell people that.
Oh yeah. I show up like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you call me last minute, I'll just, and honestly, I kind of like, I'll be like, I just came from the gym, or like, I just was, I was literally out walking my dogs. Real. I just threw like a tank top and shorts on to walk my dogs. Also, I put my
pajamas on the second I walk in the door, and my pajamas are just like sweatpants,
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I get in the shower and and put on my sweatpants.
You're done.
No, I'm done for the day. So I got a call. I got a call from a buyer that was like, hey, can we see this property? And I'm like, please don't ask me for tonight. Please don't. Because I'm like, my hair's wet. My hair's crazy. It takes a minute to get it to look like this. If I just let it air dry, especially now that I have bangs, it's so curly.
It's curly.
So like if you call me and you're like, hey, can you meet me here in an hour? I'm like, oh God, this is going to be a mess.
Well, I think
and I'll do
setting
it.
that up and being like, listen, if you call me last minute, this is not the version of me that might show up.
I like that.
It might look very different.
You're going to be like, dang, this girl's got some.
You're going to see a baseball hat and sweatpants for sure.
Or not a baseball hat. You're going to see a Muppet head.
Okay. So anyway, and now my client's not there. My client's out of state.
Yeah.
But I'm going to meet another owner in the building and a contractor.
The owner of the unit below you? Below the listing that you have?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The mad one probably that's like, why is there water in my ceiling?
No, he's an investor also. He's just there to like.
Okay, got it.
And he owns a couple units in the building. It's a whole thing. Anyway, we're having a nice chat. He's asking me about the market. He's asking me about the listing I have. We're just like chatting about real estate. And then a tenant comes in. And I didn't even clock this at the time, but there's no dogs allowed in this building. And this tenant had a giant dog with him. And I was like.
Like what kind of dog?
A husky.
Like a mountain dog? No, a
husky.
husky. That's a big dog.
It was a big one too.
Was it scary?
I'm not scared of dogs. It wasn't scary. He comes in and so the owner is like, hey, do you have any water in your unit? Now this is upstairs, but evidently they had a roofer coming over because there was like a potential leak in the roof as well. And they didn't know if that was the water or whatever. This tenant goes berserk on what I assume is his landlord.
Oh gosh.
And I'm like in the middle of it. And I was worried that it was, I saw this very grown, put together man shrink so fast, the landlord.
Gosh. Oh, really?
Because it was, the guy came at him so aggressively.
Was he on drugs or something?
It was early this morning. I hope not. But he's just come back from walking his dog that isn't allowed in the building. But it was like so disproportionate to the question. Like, did you see any leaking or whatever? And it went like from 0 to 1,000. And this landlord guy kind of just like shrunk back and was like, okay, and just like got very like small emotionally and energetically. He didn't actually shrink.
Is that when you domed the situation?
No. No.
I'm feeling a little squirrely today, so sorry, not sorry.
We both are. I literally just like backed up.
You also did you walk backwards?
Yes.
You like did what's it called? The Michael Jackson
moonwalk?
You moonwalked out of the scene.
I was putting a lockbox on the door so that the handyman could get into the unit, and I just I was like, okay, and I just started backing up and just left. And I got into my car and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope that guy. And then I felt bad. I was like, I hope he's okay. But there were other workers that were. One of his units was getting new floors put in, so he had contractors in that unit. And then
Pete?
What? No. What? No, but it was like adrenaline inducing,
for sure.
And then I was just like, oh my gosh, that was too early in the morning for a full blown hallway altercation. It's like 9.
Okay, yeah, that is too early. 9 p.m. is not too early. That's a great time to have
the perfect time for an altercation in the hallway. Yeah, it was. So my start of my day, I was like, oh, real estate's wild. Like here I am standing in literally hair in a bun, had not started getting ready for the day. I was planning on working from home this morning for a few hours.
Yeah.
Like gym shorts and a tank top and a giant jacket that made it look like I had no pants on because it was raining. So when I went to leave, I just like threw a big coat on, and I had to meet these two people, and I was like, I have pants on. That's the first time I was like, I do have pants on.
That's the first thing you said.
Yeah, because I looked insane, and I didn't think I was going to see either of them. I was just going to put a lockbox on the door. I wasn't supposed to be like.
So in the listing appointment, listen, this is usually how I show, but if you call me last minute, I won't look like I'm wearing pants.
Possibly. It's raining. I didn't throw my giant trench coat on. Then I would have looked like a flasher. So, I didn't do that.
Good job, Annie.
One step
removed from trench coat action.
Yeah. So that was my morning. And then I was like, wow, real estate is weird.
It is weird.
Yeah. So that's how I'm doing.
That's good.
I'm having a weird week.
Okay, well, we covered how you doing and kind of what are you doing, right? Is there more that you're doing this week? What are you doing this week?
What am I doing? I am working on getting creative with exposure for some very specific listings. Mm-hmm. And
all I can think about is trench coat right now when you said it. I'm getting creative on exposure.
We've switched gears. Marketing exposure.
Okay.
For some of my secondary market things that are, higher end land, things like that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also working on, I'm kind of just reflecting. I just reconnected with a past client today who sent me a referral that I probably haven't checked in on since December. Mm-hmm. And I love her. Mm-hmm. Like, I've known her for years. I've worked with her on a bunch of transactions. And I was like, oh, there are seasons in this business where I just get going and then I don't stay as connected to people.
Yeah.
And then I got kind of sad because I was like, oh, a text is so easy. Like, why, especially just the people that are like your people.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm less inclined to take a ton of time with the people that aren't my people. Mm-hmm. But I just realized that like this year has kind of like, how is it already mid-July?
Yeah.
I go to Alaska every year at the end of July. And when I come home, I always feel like it's the end of the year, even though it's like August.
Yeah.
There's a lot of year left to do real estate, but I always am just kind of like, well, it's over. Let's start business planning for next year.
Yeah.
It's very strange. So I think I'm coming up on that reset, but I'm just like looking back, I'm like, how did I let this year go by without doing a better job staying connected to some of like my people?
Yeah.
So I've been reflecting on that.
That's
and
good.
Kind of thinking, oh, well, it's never too late, right? Mm-hmm. So that's just going to be kind of on my next few months plan to be more purposeful and to add that to like what I'm doing in a purposeful way instead of just like
systems.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
And I'm an oddball because I'm kind of type A, but I think I also have ADHD, as has already come up once at least in this episode. and so I just get going.
I think
and I don't like being pegged down to systems.
I was just going to say that. I think you, I don't know if it's a Gemini in you, I don't know what, but like, I think like I think a lot of people like their freedom, but you have this side of you that is like, it feels
much
really
more flow.
There's a lot of flow in you.
Than systems. Systems are really hard for me, which is really weird because
if you look at your handwriting and the checklist you have on your page right now and whatever's on this last page, that's a perfectly drawn graph.
This is a goals grid.
Yeah. Like, it's so organized looking. Like, you're very organized in certain ways.
Yeah. It's a weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So anyway.
And interesting.
I need to go back to some systems. It's also interesting because I started in real estate as an assistant. And we lived and died by systems. I lived and died by checklists, but I was like trained into that. This is how we do things. This is what we do. And it used to annoy me to fill out the same checklist for like every single listing that I worked on.
Yeah.
So I was just like, obviously.
Yeah.
But like the idea of anybody needs to grab this file and know what's been done and on what date it was done so they can refer back to it. Like, I'm really bad at that now because I'm.
And you've done it for so long, you can just kind of like wing it a little bit if it's just you.
Yeah, but it should be a little more.
Yeah, a little more systematized.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, what I'm doing. Let's see what I'm doing. I'm doing my best to stay focused on prospecting. I would say that I've been like, actually yesterday I was here until 5:30 p.m. because I hadn't done it. I try to do it first thing in the morning, but I'm in that phase of juggling. Like, I have had just enough, like this listing that went out, just like enough activity of things and feeling like, oh yeah, shoot, I got to get back to clients on things and whatever. So anyways, yesterday I told myself like, no, you can't go home yet. You're going to stay in prospect until you set an appointment. I didn't set one because I had to get home. So, but I still did. And it was like very end of day yesterday. So,
and sometimes in those situations, I literally think of it as like, you ate up a couple hours towards your next appointment.
Yeah.
No matter what, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's going to be time on task to get to that appointment every time. And so even if you can just like eat up 2 of those hours to get you closer to your next appointment.
Yeah. It was good. I also spent the time, I guess I did prospect prior to that too. I don't really count follow-up the same as I do like the initial reach out. And part of my follow-up was also going back and looking at like all of the appointments that I'd held and who decided not to list this year. And I got them on drip campaigns and I like sent them an email that let them know that I was going to put them on my newsletter. And like there's like 15 people that I had quality conversations with that I'm like, oh, if I don't do anything with these now, these are all just going to slip through the cracks. So I had to enter them into the database. Like I'm not at the point where I'm hiring any of this out.
Jen, systems.
Yeah, that's what that, I was like, oh, what is a system? So now I have an email template that when they decide not to list now, here's the email. So I was working on that. And then I did my follow-up yesterday. And today, so one of the appointments I said is a luxury listing appointment. And in the appointment set, the question was like, what do you charge at this price point? And what services do you provide at this price point? And to me, again, I haven't listed a ton of $1 million+ properties in our market. I would say $1 million+, but even that, depending on, this is out in the suburbs. So in the suburbs, it's probably more considered luxury. In the cities, $1 million is still like, not necessarily, but either way, it's
I think anything over 8 feels luxury-ish here.
Yeah, well, and it's a lot of commission if you're going to charge within the normal range of commission, and so it does feel to me like I do want to make sure that their experience feels top-notch, white glove. So what does that look like? And it's what is the experience like to me, which I think in my mind is maybe more of what defines luxury. Like what is going to a BMW car dealership feel like compared to Saturn? Actually, Saturn I bought like years ago, probably 10 years ago, and that was a pretty positive experience at the time.
I think they went out of business.
Oh, well, then there you go.
I don't know that for sure, but have you seen a Saturn lately?
I don't know.
I don't think they're around anymore.
Anyhow, that goes to tell you. But, the experience is part of what, to me, makes luxury feel luxury is when I can think of different boutique stores I've gone into, and it's the experience that makes it feel like it's worth the price. Yeah. And then on top of that, you've got clients that are like, and what does this price include?
Right.
Like, and so I just was doing a refresh / building stuff out that I haven't had for that. Like, okay, how do I answer that question and how do I position myself? And while I have confidence I can do it, I need to be able to like explain it. Yeah. And these are people that I don't know. These are like randos that I'm probably in competition against. Yeah, they're like for sale by owners that are giving it a swing, and they've got 15 other agents calling them every single day. And it's like, oh, I got to go in and compete. I can't just be like, well, you just got to trust me. I'm going to do a good job. It's like, no, that's not going to work. Yeah.
And there is some expectation, I think, with differences in what you show up with, what your plan is. Like I've talked about in my listing stuff, I rarely even talk about marketing unless it is something more luxury or something more a specific market, right? Yeah. And then I'll talk about here, we have to do something different. We can't just do the same old stuff. We're going to have to get creative. So
it is interesting on that note. Like I've been thinking a lot about creativity. We follow, or at least our podcast Instagram. I don't know if you follow them. Because I think I sent it to you. There's a couple of women that will do these videos in properties. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, and they're just like quirky, but they go viral. They get a ton of exposure. And then I don't know if I sent you the one. It was in one of the private Facebook groups that someone had shared a video of a guy. Do you remember Pee Wee Herman?
1,000%.
A lot of agents listening probably don't know who Pee Wee Herman is if they're like 20, but like just like this crazy character of a guy that was, just like annoying to me. Yeah. And
I was just going to do his laugh and I was like, don't do it.
I don't remember his laugh actually. That would have been great for the listeners. I can't hear it in my head at all, actually.
I'll have to do it after. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
It really made me giggle.
Oh, that's funny. So anyways, there was another video of this guy like running like a madman through the house, and it was a little obnoxious, but it kept people's attention, and the video went viral. And how many people are going to take that agent seriously? I don't know how many. But
yeah, I mean, we've had this conversation before. I don't know if you want to pause on this conversation at all. I struggle with some of that because I'm like, I get that the agent is going viral, or that
but is it good for the listing? Is it good for the seller?
Is it going to do anything for your listing?
Yeah.
Because I'm not paying attention to the house in Illinois that the girl is talking about, where she's like,
right,
this garage will.
This couch is a great place to consider all your daddy issues, you know, totally. Or whatever. Yeah.
Like, I'm not looking at the house. I'm listening to her silly things that she's saying.
I think if the point of those is to go viral as an agent that is known for real estate, her sphere is going to remember her as an agent who is selling.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just making the point. I'm like, oh,
as a marketing for the home, or as a marketing for the seller.
Right.
Because now there are sellers that are hiring them because they've got a big following and because they're getting views. And I'm like, those views are probably never going to sell your house. Anyway, this is like a whole different debate, but it's interesting to me.
When I'm thinking of sitting in front of any seller, especially when they're unique, like I've got now, I can't say because they're withheld and they're not coming soon, but I've got some other creative properties that I'm like, this isn't just going to be a one and done, stick it on the MLS and lower the price till it sells. It's going to, did you just lick the microphone?
No, I hit it with my face.
Oh my gosh, look out. That thing will get you every time. Yeah, so that's part of what I was doing today, though, is when you're sitting in front of, and I think, especially if you're going to go up from there in price point from $1 million, $3 million, like $5 million, whatever, you are looking at creative ways to market the property and or legitimate prospecting for a buyer, like calling different people and then selling the property. Like, what are the potential objections and how could we overcome that? And is there anything that could be done? And what buyers might buy this but haven't been exposed to the property right now? So I'm thinking through all of that, but I also am thinking about like, this was a side note to the side note. We're getting meta again.
That's great. I love it.
This is part of what we're doing. So I was looking at my, on the Pattern app. If you guys don't know, it's like a horoscope. It's not horoscope. What is it called?
It's human design and astrology together.
Yeah. So like one of the things about me that is not directly related to real estate, but it's like the Aquarius and like all of these other characteristics of who I am is that I'm actually wired to think differently. And I think, and then to talk about it, like I'm not wired to be a follower. I'm actually wired to think and create and do things and be a little bit out in front. And then I was like, wonder how that applies to real estate. You know? And so then it got me thinking about this with marketing and however these women stumbled into what they're doing with social media, they were on the front end or are on the front end or the first to do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to copy that.
Right.
But I'm like, what else is there that actually would be good for the seller?
Yeah.
That is going to market the property, but that is not freaking boring as all get out on social media that isn't getting any traction. Because that same post and like carousels, it's like, it's good, but it's not getting exposure beyond what my current sphere is.
Right.
So you can place ads, but I think there are other ways. Then that's what I think there has to be, creativity is infinite in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had this conversation with an agent, and we were just kind of talking about the cycles of marketing in real estate as well. Like that he thinks print is coming back.
Going against the grain of what other people are doing, and nobody's doing print right now.
Well, and I will say we've been doing print on my team for the last few months. It's so prohibitively expensive because the postage just went up again. It's like 78 cents now to mail a letter.
Yeah, and if you want to, and then you've got to print it on paper, and if you're going to do something nice, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, you don't print it on not
you
paper.
You have to reach how many people? Like, you have to...
Hundreds. We've done hundreds of mailers and gotten no responses. Yeah, no, it's very, very expensive.
Yeah.
So, and now if you're doing it in the right area and you do get, is it worth it? Probably, but you have to also it's usually a long game. It's not one mailer and you're going to get a response. So, but we were talking a little bit about like magazines coming back or just different types of print, not necessarily mailers. And then how, like my team used to do Facebook ads and they were great for lead gen. And the last ad that I ran, it was like a $200 ad spend and we got 4 leads off of it.
Which isn't
that
great.
used to get me like 300 leads.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And of those 300, some of them take a really long time, but we would probably get 5 transactions out of that over 5 years.
Yeah.
Like 1 a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were just having this conversation about just cycles. And I think that and he was saying, he's like, well, in 5 years, Facebook ads will probably work again because then something else will get saturated and people will like go back to. So it is kind of interesting to think about where are people not getting hit and where can we show up?
I think that's really good. Yeah. I mean, I just was talking to you about before we hit record, I posted a story on Instagram because I ran into somebody yesterday that I hadn't seen in a while in the industry. And he was like, yeah, me and so we're just talking about you. We're like, where have you been? We don't see you on social media. And there's just so much, hard words, so much saturation right now on social media. And I've consumed so much. And I have, over the course of the last couple of years, put a lot of content out. And at one point was like, I'm going to create free content so that I can build some kind of funnel for a different kind of business. The amount of energy that it takes to do that and do that well is absurd. It's a full-time job at minimum. It's crazy. And if you want it to be genuinely new kind of content that's like thought leader content, you can't AI that. You can AI refine it maybe, but you cannot.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. A lot of what I feel like I'm seeing right now is I just saw a post about this too. Like all of the AI features that we're using are effectively pulling from Google in one way or another.
Yeah.
And so they're all, what's the word? They're all kind of meshing into the same vibe. And so a lot of what you're seeing from AI content-wise, if you're asking it to build the content, all sounds the same. And that's what I've been saying to you. I'm like, it all sounds the same.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of am like, I'm not tired of people, but I'm tired of this space. And I'm tired of a crap ton of emails and like, and so to your point about saturation, it's like, oh yeah, but if somebody sent me something nice in the mail that I could just sit down with a cup of coffee and read and touch, I would do that. Yeah, I would do that. So but it's expensive.
I was just in another property that, the seller, I was like there as a mentor kind of and helping somebody, but the sellers left out, they get a once a month, like hard glossy cardstock with their name on it, printed with comps specific to them in their neighborhood. And I was like, oh, this agent is putting some money behind this and they're doing it. And it's all custom to each home. And they're just doing, I mean, it's an algorithm. They're hiring a company to do it. They're not like picking the comps out.
Right.
And I know that because this was like an $800 and some $1,000 house and the comps were in over $1 million, all the comps that they were sharing. So they weren't being, it was an algorithm. Anyway, it was still like, that was probably a $4 print.
Yeah. And you're doing hundreds of those once a month, and that's a hefty spend for an annual budget. Yeah.
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 But it was interesting to see what they were doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that for prospecting.
No.
I mean, I think I'm more willing to spend the money on it when it is tied to a listing that I take.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's the cost of doing the business for the listing that I've taken. But to prospect, I'm like, no, I'd rather cold call. Thank you. I don't know. It feels like a lot of money to put out there with very little control. It's marketing versus prospecting. Yeah, prospecting. Yeah.
I couldn't say the words either.
I know, I can't either. So tough, and we're
words
so
are hard.
sober today.
Maybe that's our problem. Words are hard.
Maybe it is our problem.
I think we've just been talking too much this week.
Probably. It's probably the problem. It's definitely not me. Okay. What else? Should we give the people an update on what's coming for the next few weeks, maybe?
Sure.
Okay. So this will be published on Friday, and then on Tuesday you're going to get a market update, a market and economy update, and then
My favorite thing to talk about.
Did we want to talk about the Epstein files, by the way?
Right now?
Yeah. Feels like a hot topic.
Do you think they're there?
Yeah, they're there. There's no way there's not evidence that they're burying. That seems absurd to me. Both parties have said both sides of the thing for years. They've been like, oh no, this is this huge conspiracy theory. And then it's like, no, there's this huge cover up and there's all this evidence. I'm like, there's enough evidence to know that the guy had a prostitution ring going with underage children and that his partner was a part of it. So in that, there is evidence. I don't know if there's a little black book or something, but there's got to be evidence of whatever was happening.
Yeah.
So for there to say there's no evidence and case closed, that's bananas to me. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. No, and I'm like, why would you not prosecute somebody that there's victims? There's like, why aren't you prosecuting that?
And I know for sure this should not be a political. Why is this being a political thing? There are people on both sides that were in places where things were happening that they should not have been if they are good people or if they don't want to break the law. Yeah, they were there. Now I think the question is like, because there's pictures of him with people from all over the place. Oh, yeah. So it's like, what were those people aware of? What were they privy to is the question, right? So, but I don't, it's also like all the video from the jail has been doctored. We all know that. Or it's like, that's been released, that's been edited. It's like,
that's a real problem.
Well, there's a lot of real problems in our world right now. I would say that's one of them. I don't know if that's even the worst one, though, unfortunately.
This is not meant to sound controversial because whatever, but like I was trying to think of like, if you're in a position of power and you think like how... I'm trying to empathize with the quote unquote other side of this. If you're like, no, we're not going to release the details. What's the argument to be made for not releasing the details? And it's that there is something to quote unquote protect. Yeah, so you can call it a cover up or you can say we're protecting people. And the only way that I can sort of sympathize with this is being in leadership and being a parent. Like, I remember when we were going through COVID and then George Floyd, and there were things happening in our parking ramp, and there were bullet holes in our windows, and there was like, and it was like, do I need to tell everybody that this happened? What's my responsibility? Sure. How much do I share? How much do I not share? I would get people calling me being like, hey, Jen, there was another carjacking a block away. You should probably email the entire office and tell them there was a carjacking. It's like, is that really my responsibility? Yeah. So I can understand a little bit this idea of like, not everybody needs to know everything because it would send our society into a mass chaos spiral.
Sure.
I don't agree in this case, though. Like, if there are people that are abusing children...
Well, then it becomes about like people should be held accountable. They should be held accountable. Should be brought to justice, or there should be justice. I don't
care
for
if you're Republican
victims.
or Democrat.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Well, that has nothing to do with real estate, but I feel like whatever. This is happy hour. This is what we be talking about.
I haven't had one conversation about these files with anybody except for you.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
You don't care about this stuff?
I do. There's nothing I can do about it. So like, what's the conversation for? Just to like gossip about it?
A little bit.
Pontificate?
I mean, I think in this case, and you probably don't want to have this conversation either, but...
Oh, God. Here I am being nervous about what you're going to say again.
I think in this case, it's connected to the broader conversation about what's happening in our political environment right now. Mm-hmm. And that's why it's a little bit more interesting to me, in addition to like, how is our government going to uphold what standards and why and who, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but both parties haven't released things.
Agreed.
We just had a Democratic president.
That didn't release it.
That also didn't release anything. Yeah. And I'm sure they were privy to the same information that our current administration is, and they still know, and they're still not releasing anything. So I don't know.
It's interesting.
Who's actually got the proof?
Who's got the proof in the pudding?
Where is the pudding? That's what I've been asking.
I ask that every day, actually. Where did I put my pudding?
So, when's the last time you ate pudding?
Okay, interesting. My guy just came back from Japan, and I know, my guy just came back from Japan, and he was so sweet. He was like, I brought you some treats, and they're like in this box, and he was like, apparently it's like individually packaged or, you know, whatever, like super treats. And so we like opened it up, and he was like, oh, that is not what I expected it to be. And I was like, what is it?
Something gelatinous.
Yeah, it was like a pudding.
Yeah.
It was like in a little cup, like an individualized cup that had like a caramel sauce to put over it. And he was like, I'm sorry. They told me they're like treats that everybody loves there. I'm like, I bet it is.
It looks like a treat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't smell like fish.
No. God, I would not
like
have eaten it.
Fish pudding, not a treat.
No.
But that feels
was good.
That feels like something Japan would do though. Like a fish jello.
Oh my God, gross. No, he actually talked about some of the food there that he was like, oh no, it was like the leftover parts that was turned into these little nuggets that were kind of gelatinous, like yucky. So that was the last time I ate pudding,
Yummy.
actually. But prior to that, it's been years.
Yeah.
Funny you asked.
Anyway.
Okay.
That's where the proof is, just in case you're wondering.
It's in the pudding.
It's in that pudding you ate.
Is that all for today?
Yeah. Well,
oh, we didn't finish our update on what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah,
God,
where
I
did
really
you go?
am all over the place.
Okay, so next Tuesday, economic update.
Then a happy hour.
Happy hour next Friday.
And then after that,
And then drum roll.
And then, can you roll your R's? Can you roll your? Oh yeah, you can do it.
But I can do it better. That's my throat.
Oh really?
I can roll like my throat.
That's so weird. Oh, that.
Take that out. That's weird.
No, I'm not editing any of it out. It's too much work.
Someone told me once that it's because I'm German descent and there's more like guttural in like German language. Huh. So we literally would be like through
you've evolved
through evolution.
Yeah.
Like it's more of like a German throat than
interesting
than us.
Okay, drum roll anyways.
Not doing it
and
again.
then we think we're going to take August off. Did you know that some podcasts do seasons?
I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I don't know if we'll start a second season or not, but we do have a crap ton of people lined up that we could invite to be guests.
Yep.
And you're going to be gone in Alaska for a couple of weeks. And so we just thought rather than like stress ourselves out and try to push through August, we're going to take that month and do a little refresh and reboot and get ready to start up in September, maybe after school starts, like after Labor Day.
Yeah,
but
definitely after Labor Day.
Between now and then, we still have at least 2 more episodes. So don't tune out yet, folks. And if you didn't follow us, don't forget to follow us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we disappear for a minute, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back after this short break. Okay.
I got to go fishing and then we'll be back.
And then we'll be back. But for today, that's all for this episode of Real Estate Done Rightish. Until next time, cheers to doing it rightish.
We'll try. I'll just do it as fast as it feels, okay? The information, opinions, and recommendations presented in this podcast are for general knowledge and informational purposes only and do not constitute professional, legal, or financial advice. As licensed real estate agents in the state of Minnesota, we are not attorneys, financial advisors, or tax professionals, and we cannot provide advice in those areas or in regards to any agency or broker-specific topics in any other state. Any reliance you place on the information provided in this podcast is strictly at your own risk. We strongly encourage you to consult with qualified professionals for specific guidance related to your individual circumstances.
Wow! That was good. All right. Holy
I think this is our bullet points.
Okay, what?
Ready?
Yep.
1. How you doing? Like literally, like,
okay.
How are you doing?
Okay. 2.
What are you doing?
Okay.
Who are you doing?
Make that joke when we do the okay.
I was going through the.
Yeah, that's good. Who, what, where, when, why?
Make sure you say it's the happy hour tradition.
Yep,
you
I
didn't
forget.
say that last.
You need to also ask people to follow and like the show because we didn't do that last time either.
Yeah, we did.
Not the last I listened to. Do you listen to our episodes?
Sometimes.
Lies. You do not.
I have. Just I usually don't listen to the whole thing.
You
then I
should.
get distracted. Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
Thanks.
I promise.
That's a lot
I'll
to me.
leave here today and I'll listen to all of them.
Who's doming today?
You are, obviously. Not
All right.
me.
Okay, are you ready now?
I just wanted to be better at
Oh
something.
my God. So many tabs open.
How many tabs do you have open?
One.
Well, that's different.
Normally
You're
I
cheating.
have 5 open.
Well, I got a
don't
lot
have-
of stuff going on.
I know I have bookmarks for that.
That's another whole other click.
Okay.
You can talk about my tabs if you want.
I will.
Oh, my
I'm
stupid.
going to start if you would stop talking.
Okay.
You told me you want a pregnant pause before I start, so I'm waiting for the
do.
pregnant pause and it's not showing up.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Oh,
It's impossible. Almost
nothing is
impossible.
impossible.
Welcome to Real Estate Done Rightish, your favorite podcast for realtors by realtors. I'm Jen.